I've made a shortcut to the login page for the Wallboard. Now the Wallboard is really access to see the calls and activities that are going on in your system. And so you can access this information just over the internet from whatever device you want. And I've already been set up with a login, a username, and password. I'm going to sign in. Okay, so this is looking at my system here again in Chino, and it may not be representative of the traffic that you're going to see on your sites, but basically I'm going to show you what this bar chart down at the bottom is. These are your what are being called pools, and they're your call distribution pools, groups. Most premise-based answering services have up to 25 different pools or call distribution groups. We're now calling them pools, P-O-O-L-S, instead of ACD groups is how you used to know them. They still function, at this point, they function in the same way that we have a new word for them. We're calling them pools. And so here in Chino, we have 26 different pools set up in our system. On the hosted system, you'll see 1 or 2, perhaps 3 if you've ordered 3 different distribution groups. So, and they're in order of number. You know, number 1 is your default pool, and this number 5 here by default shows that there are 5 operators currently logged on here in Chino that are members of the default pool. And we have 4 people who are logged on that are members of the trainee or the easy group, and 2 people are members of the medium group, and so on. And there's only 1 operator logged on who's a member of group 11, 12, 13, 14. Such and such. So that's the number of operators who are logged on available to the operator program in the different groups. Now, when calls come in to the system, there's going to be a dark green bar depending on what pool that account or that call is assigned to. When you set them up, you assign them to an ACD group or a pool, and so that will show you the number of calls that are in the system for that group. And over here on the right-hand side where it says wait in seconds, you'll see a red, when I make a call in, you'll see a red bar showing the number of seconds that the call has been in the calls waiting queue. So I'm going to make a call in to an account that I have set up here in our in-house system. Okay, good. It is an auto answer call, so it did come in, and Susan just answered it. Okay, hi Susan, it's Joanne. So you can see here there now is 1 call in process for that pool, the default pool. Susan, I'm going to set my cell phone down. Don't hang up, and we're just going to leave it. Don't put me on hold, just keep talking to me, okay? All right. Okay, so we've got 1 call in process for that group, and you saw the number of seconds that it was in calls waiting. Up here in this section, this operator status, of the logged on operators, it shows that 0 operators are in ready or auto ready. 1 operator is on a call, and that would be Susan. There are 4 of us who are not ready, and so we have a total of 5 operators logged on. There are no outbound calls in process right now. There are 0 calls in calls waiting, so there's no average wait time, and the longest wait is 0. You can set the time period that you want these numbers to reflect and this abandoned ratio. Abandoned would be calls that are in calls waiting for a certain number of seconds and the caller hangs up while they're in calls waiting. So that's this first tab, which is called the system wall. The pool wall, the next tab, has additional kinds of information on it. And I'm going to start down at the bottom. Here, it's got number of calls waiting to be answered. We have 0 calls in calls waiting right now, so this is empty. We have 1 call answered. Here's the account that I called in on, and I just set the phone down. This is the client ID, and Susan is talking on that call. Now, I think David just logged off because we did have 5 operators on. We now have 4. I have a feeling David's logged off. So here there are 3 who are idle. We're not in ready. We're not on a call. We are just idle. And Susan will jump back over here when we end this call that's in process. Up here in the upper left-hand corner, there are the number of pending jobs, and this is regarding your mini servers, your electronic transmission of messages, SMS, email, pager, fax. How many are in process or going out? Now, I don't even have, here in Chino, I don't even have those programs running, so you're not going to see these numbers change, but they will change on your system. Recalls, reminders, how many are active means that those are the ones that are waiting to be distributed to an operator. When a recall is, like you said, a 10-minute recall, it would be in this total, included in this total column, and then when those 10 minutes are up and that letter R is in your calls waiting area, that would be the active ones, the number of them that are waiting to get handed out. Some of this, like this information, you can see on your monitor program as well, but this is just another over the internet access to that information. And then short calls is, I'm not sure if that's a setting that you make. Let me just kind of jump over here. At the number of calls that lasted a certain number of seconds, is there a setting here? Yeah, there is a setting for you for what you consider to be a short call, where you want to know about calls that lasted a very short amount of time. Maybe it can troubleshoot some issues if there's a lot of short calls. Go back to the pool wall. Okay, so this is information that's available over the web. It can be on, oh, I see Elias just logged on too. It can be accessed, from a laptop, from an iPad, any device, and it will scale according to the device that you're using to log on. So it does require a web, for those who are premise sites, it does require a web server to be set up, and our documentation will have more information about that. So that's the Wallboard that's available. And I am just going to, I'm going to hang up that call with Susan. Bye, Susan. Okay, and now that call answered went away, and now Susan's over here in the idle agents. And if we look back at the system wall, there's no dark green up here, so it shows that there are no calls in progress. So we are all 5 operators are not ready right now. Okay, that's what we call the Wallboard module. It's for you managers or supervisors or anyone who wants access into your real-time call activity.